Hey gang, what's up? Lennox here. Thanks for clicking into another YouTube vid here on the Deadly Tackle Fishing OC YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys. So Ocean City Inshore Classic is just a few short weeks away, and we're starting to get all kinds of messages about when is it, what's going on, Calcutta's entry fee, boundary, all of that good stuff. So I am going to do a video right now to answer a lot of those questions. We've changed a couple of things. We've added a couple of things. We've taken one thing off of the Calcutta list. So a few changes this year. We've already gotten some feedback on maybe changing the date for next year. Obviously not doing that this year, but we are going to be on schedule for registration Friday, October 3rd from 5 until 7 p.m. at the Sunset Marina Activity Room right there on the east side of the property at Sunset Marina. They've been nice enough to give us both the activity room for registration and the scales there at Atlantic Tackle across the street for scales action, which will happen after fishing during fishing actually on Saturday. Lines go in Saturday morning, October 4th at 7 a.m. Don't have to come out until 3 p.m. on Sunday afternoon. We will have scales action there at Atlantic Tackle during fishing from 4 p.m. until 7 p.m. on Saturday, October 4th, and from 3 p.m. until 5 p.m. on Sunday, October 5th. Right after that, we go across the street, 6 o'clock until 8:30ish. We have a banquet there at Sunset Grill, and it's an awesome time. Great food put on by Chef Mikey and the crew at Sunset Grill. We hope you can join us during the dates. Here's how everything is going to work out. So on Friday night, we're going to have these on the website as well. You can go to fishingoc.com, go to the tournaments page, find the Inshore Classic, and you'll see the registration form right there. You can print it out, fill it out ahead of time if you'd like to, or you can pick them up on Friday the 3rd, starting at 5 o'clock. We usually start right around 5 o'clock just because we don't want to start too early because we guarantee the first 50 teams get buckets. We'll also have one t-shirt per bucket per team that goes into the bucket. You get to pick your size as long as we have them. And then we'll also be selling t-shirts as well right there at registration. So make sure you come by, get your team registered. If you'd like to buy extra shirts, you can do that. And then we have fishing starting 7 a.m. Saturday morning all the way through 3 p.m. on Sunday afternoon. So the way the registration goes, you fishing by yourself, it's just you, it's $100. Boat and first angler, captain, $100, and then each additional angler after that, up to 6 total, so 5 extra additional anglers, $75 a piece. We have a junior angler category that's listed there on the registration form. That's for kids 17 years old and under. We're gonna have a trophy, we're gonna have a prize, we're gonna have a little bit of cash for the junior angler. Anybody 17 and under qualifies for junior angler. So $100 captain and boat, $75 each additional angler. And then we've got added entry levels. If you fished the event before, you know, we used to have a $25 Calcutta. That is no longer. $25 Calcutta is gone, but we do have Calcuttas of $50, $100, $200, and $500. The way the Calcuttas work, the heaviest fish in each category, rockfish, flounder, tautog, and open category, that money gets split 40% for the rockfish, 30% for the flounder, 20% for tautog, and 10% for open category. Heaviest fish that is in each of the Calcuttas. We'll explain that during the captain's meeting a little bit better, but that's pretty self-explanatory. If you're in the $100 Calcutta and there's 10 boats in it, that's $1,000. If you have the heaviest rockfish, you get 40% of that, 30% goes to flounder, 20 to tautog, and 10 to the open category. Open category includes these fish: bluefish, gray trout, speckled trout, sheep's head, black drum, red drum, croaker, and triggerfish. Usually the open category is either a bluefish, a sheep's head. We've had black drum in that category land in the top 3 before, but any of those species qualify for the open division. The other divisions, rockfish gets 40% of the prize money in both the Calcuttas and in the prize money for the regular entry fee. Rockfish regulations there, you're allowed 1 per person. Don't forget this. From 28 to less than 31 inches. So make sure you abide by these rules that the DNR has put forth, because we're not going to test you on them. The only thing we're going to do is check the size and make sure they meet the legal length requirements there at the scales. But you're not going to be in any trouble with us, but you may be in some trouble with the DNR if you break any of these rules. Flounder, 17.5 inches and 4 per person. These are all as of the time of the Inshore Classic on October 4th and 5th. Tautog, 16 inches is the minimum size. you're allowed 2 fish per person. And then remember to make sure you check all those other regulations for the fish that fall into the open category. We are also this year going to be adding a $200 bag Calcutta for flounder only. So if you'd like to get into the $200 bag Calcutta for flounder, the way this will work is $200 entry fee, and then we're going to pay first, second, and third place, 50% for the first place, 30% for second place, 20% for third place, and that's going to go to the heaviest bag. And the heaviest bag will be 3 fish weighed on Saturday, 3 fish weighed on Sunday. Maximum of 3 fish Saturday, 3 fish Sunday, for a total of 6 fish for the weekend. And then your total bag number will be first, second, and third place. Heaviest bag out of 6 fish total. I'll get to more of that in the rules when I talk about that in just a minute, but this worked out really, really well during our Flounder Royale tournament in August, and we had a flounder bag, and it was very popular, and it was a little bit of strategy involved there, and I'll get to the rules on weighing fish here in just a minute. Big thanks too for our sponsors that really hooked us up with this event. Some you'll recognize from the Flounder Royale, and we couldn't do this without them. TC Backer Construction, he's our title sponsor again this year, our presenting sponsor. We appreciate that very much. Ty does everything that we do. He fishes this event too, so watch out for him. Jeremy Core from Core's Outdoors, thank you very much for being involved with the Inshore Classic as well. He's our title sponsor as well, and they do a fantastic job with all the stuff that we do. Jeremy also fishing this event this year. Many thanks to East Coast Construction, Salty Marine Electronics, Crabs to Go, Phillips Marine, RTI Solutions, Atlantic Tackle, Rice Law, welcome this year, Red Sun Custom Apparel for doing our t-shirts. Couldn't do it without these guys, and we appreciate them very much. They were able to put the money right back into the event, having great sponsors like that. So $100 for the first angler and the boat, $75 each additional angler. Across the board, Calcutta-wise, if you're interested in that, that's going to be $1,050 for your team. And remember, that's for the whole team. Anglers are divided up by, you pay by angler for the entry fee, but the Calcuttas are for the entire boat. And $1,050 across the board. So let's get into the rules. Rules, man. We've changed a couple. We've added a couple, and there's going to be a couple nuances that we're changing this year to make things easier on us when we do the weigh-ins on Saturday. So pay attention, and if you have any questions, just drop those in the comments below. Shoot us an email, Facebook message, whatever. All right, tournament dates, Saturday, October 4th and Sunday, October 5th, 2025. Fishing hours, lines in at 7 a.m. Saturday, lines out at 3 p.m. Sunday. Anglers may fish any or all 32 hours between lines in and lines out. The boundary, all fishing will be conducted in the Atlantic Ocean within 3 nautical miles of shore and within the Sinnapuxent and Assawoman Bays from the Fenwick Ditch to Route 54. That's our northern limit. And the Verrazano Bridge, the Astig Bridge, to our southern limit. The same northern and southern limits will apply to the Atlantic Ocean. So basically, you draw a rectangle from the ditch at Route 54 to the Verrazano Bridge, out 3 miles, and that's our boundary, that rectangle. Weather, participants enter the tournament at their own risk and accept full responsibility for their boat, crew, and anglers. Pretty self-explanatory there. Tackle and bait, all IGFA rules apply. All fish must be landed without the use of a gaff. Any fish with holes in it, like gaff holes, will be disqualified. Anchoring is permitted. You fish this event in the past, you might remember we didn't allow anchoring between the 6-mile-an-hour markers previously. That rule has been omitted, and now anchoring is permitted. No boat or kayak may tie up to any structure. So if you're fishing in a kayak, you're either going to be under pedal power or throwing your anchor. Boats, you can't be tying up around bridge pilings or anything like that. You must be under anchor or spot lock on your trolling motor, but no tying up to any structure. That's the disqualifying factor there. Scales, the official tournament scale will be held at Atlantic Tackle in West Ocean City on the commercial harbor. Scales hours are Saturday from 4 to 7 p.m. and Sunday from 3 to 5 p.m. All fish must be available for weight at Atlantic Tackle no later than 5 p.m. on Sunday. New rule here, teams are permitted to weigh 3 fish in each category per day, no exceptions. Give you an example on that. You come in, if you got 5 keeper flounder, you're allowed to weigh 3 of those fish. Under that, with the bag, is going to be a little bit of a strategy you're going to have to keep in mind here. If you have a stringer of 5 fish and you come in and you weigh those 3 heaviest fish, and then you go out again and catch a 6-pounder after that, you cannot bring that fish back to the scale and weigh it on Saturday. You have to hold on to it until Sunday. So keep all this in mind. 3 fish per category, rockfish, flounder, tautog, and open division. 3 fish per category, per boat, per day. So keep that in mind. We are not going to make any exceptions. If you have any questions about that, make sure you ask us ahead of time. Checking in, this is going to be a little bit different as well. Teams must report to the official scorers table and receive a ticket to secure a space in the weigh-in queue. Tournament staff, namely Kristen, will not actively seek out teams to secure space in the weigh-in queue. So if you fished our event before, you know that because of the tiebreaker, which will be coming up in a minute, Kristen would usually go out with a pad and say, hey, who's here? Who got here first? And write it down, all kinds of stuff. We are no longer doing that. It's going to be a huge headache. We've usually sometimes got people waiting there at the scales when we get ready to open at 4 o'clock. What we're now going to do is we set up our scorers table. It is your responsibility to come to us, grab a ticket, check in with us. We will write your name down, and then we will call your name as you come up as far as boats go with getting in line first, getting into the queue. We are no longer going to actively seek out, walking up and down the dock, yelling out to the harbor, and all that kind of stuff, because it shouldn't be our responsibility to check people in. It should be up to you to check in with us, and that's what's going to happen moving forward. So you're going to come to the official scorers table, grab a ticket, card, whatever we come up with. You're going to get in line that way. We'll write your name down. We call your name. Be ready to go. All right, next up. Anglers. Anglers are permitted to truck their catch to the official scale at Atlantic Tackle. Anglers may not pass the rod once the fish is hooked. Tournament sponsors and their employees fishing Ocean City Inshore Classic that abide by the rules are permitted to any and all prizes. Pretty self-explanatory there too. Monitoring. We will not monitor VHF radio. For tournament rules questions only, call me between the hours of 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Do not call about fishing rules, size limits, creel limits, etc. It's the responsibility of participants to know and abide by all current fishing laws and regulations. Ocean City Inshore Classic reserves the right to refuse entry to any person or persons for any reason we see fit. We'll leave it at that. Number 12, all protests must be made by 5 p.m. Sunday, October 5th, and be accompanied by a $250 deposit. The deposit will be returned if the protest stands, otherwise that deposit is forfeited. 13, in the event of identical weights, the first fish weighed will be declared the winner. And that's why it's important about our check-in process, because as you can tell, if somebody has a 5-pound flounder, somebody else has a 5-pound flounder, we break that tie by who weighed their fish in first. So it's going to be very important with that check-in process that I mentioned earlier. Number 14, anglers may only switch from the boat originally entered if there is a breakdown. Ocean City Inshore Classic officials must be notified, and switching will be at the discretion of Inshore Classic officials. Number 15, teams may not have unregistered anglers on board their vessel during scheduled tournament hours from lines in at 7 a.m. Saturday through lines out at 3 p.m. on Sunday. That's very important too, because we're registering by angler. So if you register yourself and 3 other people, you've got 4 people registered for your team, you have 5 people in the boat during fishing hours, you're disqualified. Very simple. We've had some questions like, oh, look, Joe's not going to be fishing, but he's going to be running the boat. Well, guess what? That gives you guys an advantage over a team that doesn't have somebody running their boat. So everybody in the boat has to be a registered angler, no exceptions. Number 16, final, any person or team winning monetary prizes may be subject to a polygraph at the discretion of tournament officials. That's another easy one. Unfortunately, there's been some inshore events over the past couple of years where there's been some, some things happen where there was a protest. If we have any kind of protest like that, and it is a valid protest with either video evidence, photo evidence, corroborating stories, whatever, we will subject people to polygraph tests. No two ways about it. We pay out a lot of money in this tournament. We want to keep the integrity of the event intact, so we're going to do that by having polygraph tests if we need to, and that will come at the behest of any kind of protest that comes in. And then the other, I'll read this one as well just because it applies as well. Decisions by the tournament committee as to where winner shall be final. The tournament and its sponsors are not responsible for the conduct, personal injury, damages, or negligence on the part of any participant. The tournament committee shall have the right to rule and decide on any dispute. Participants entering the tournament agree that the decision of the tournament committee shall be final and binding in any matter requiring their action. That basically means we're in charge. We want to keep things fair. We want to keep things equitable. We want to keep things fun. Don't give us a problem and we won't have a problem. It's as simple as that. We think this event has run very, very well over the past 8 years, I think 9 years we've been doing it. paying out a lot of money. Last year, the purse was over $25,000. If we get over 50 boats this year, I expect it to be over that again. And it's all about having fun. We've got countries calling in town this year, so you guys can listen to Carrie Underwood and Luke Combs down there in the inlet while you're fishing for tog at the South Jetty or something like that. And it looks to be a great event. October 3rd, we register. Sunset Marina Activity Room right up there by the big pool on the east side of the property. Fish lines in 7 a.m. Saturday, October 4th. Lines out 3 p.m. on Sunday, October 5th. We've already got the trophies in hand. Jordan Pippin from Steel and Glory did a fantastic job on the trophies once again. I think they look actually the best they've ever looked. We've got the big checks ready to roll, and it looks to be another awesome event. All we need is the weather to cooperate like it's cooperating right now, and I think we're gonna have another fantastic Ocean City Inshore Classic. Any questions, drop those below. Shoot us an email, shoot us a Facebook message, whatever. We check all that stuff, and we do it all right here. iFishingOC on Instagram, FishingOC on Facebook. You can get the email and connect with us at fishingoc.com. If you need any gear, hats, or some rigs for the Inshore Classic, deadly-tackle.com. Hope to see you October 3rd, 4th, and 5th for the, I think it's 9th annual Ocean City Inshore Classic. Peace.